Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Chef Dean Max. Today we're gonna do a pretty cool vinaigrette, a dirty martini vinaigrette. And with holidays coming up and the family's coming over, you're gonna need it. So stay with me, click subscribe if you're not doing that already. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video and ring that bell and I'll send you new stuff coming up. Let's have a drink together. Who doesn't like a dirty martini? See you right back. Hey you guys, welcome back. All right, dirty martini vinaigrette. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big fan of a dirty martini. So if you like them too, you're gonna love these flavors. So let's get this started. First, vinaigrette. Super easy. Okay, we're gonna put in 1 ounce of gin. Now, if you like vodka martinis, you can do vodka instead. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to put some olive juice. So you got to have olive juice, right? So on that, I'm going to do probably a good ½ ounce. I'm going to do three tablespoons. Actually, I'm going to do 4. And I do that to balance a flavor. So we can adjust this vinaigrette however your tastes are. So with this, I'm going to do a tablespoon of Dijon, regular Dijon mustard. Okay. Now I have in here tarragon vinegar. So you can just use apple vinegar and chopped fresh tarragon. That's all this is. So what I do normally, because my tarragon plants always, they get really full. They look really great, and then they kind of die out. So what I do is when they look really great, I start to pick a lot of them. I'll use them for different things. But then I'll also take some and chop it up and just put it in vinegar like this. And this will stay in the fridge for a long time. I've had this in my fridge, I don't know, for 6 months. And I'm just going to put probably 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of that. Oh, the brightness, the tarragon. Now, you can use that to make like hollandaise at home. You can use it to make a lot of different stuff. And then I'm also going to use an acid from citrus because I think it's nice to have both. So I'm going to put a ½ of a lemon in there to start to see if that's enough for me. Okay, and try to keep the seeds out of that thing, but I think I got one in there, and I want to get it out because if I don't, I could be in trouble. There it is. Look at that baby. Out of here, seed. Okay, so with this, now, super basic, right? It's just a simple vinaigrette of mustard, vinegar. I'm just using vinegar and lemon, and the vinegar happens to be a tarragon vinegar. The only difference is we're adding our vodka or gin, and we're adding our olive juice, right? And that's gonna give us our flavor. So I'm gonna put a little bit more salt. Not as much because that olive juice has a lot, right? And I'm going to put ground pepper. Okay? And I'm going to put probably 1/3 of olive oil and 2/3 of a neutral oil. Grapeseed oil, canola oil would work. Grapeseed oil works really nice. I really like it. It's a very clean oil. So for these measurements, it's probably 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil and 3/4 cups of grapeseed. I'm going to put this in my NutriBullet, blend it, and I'll be right back. It's all blended up. Look how beautiful and creamy that is, right? Now, I want to just taste it. You're tasting for balance of flavor. So, that's pretty darn perfect. I would say it needs nothing. What I'm tasting for now, salt, right? Now, you can add salt one of 2 ways. You can add more olive juice. If you don't have enough olivey flavor, you can add more salt. If it's nice. The balance of oil and acidity is right. You always want that. You want there to be that acidic flavor, but the oil should smooth it out where it doesn't choke you, right? Unless you're putting on a salad, it really needs a lot of acidity, but you want it to be very balanced in your dressing. So when you're thinking about dressings, don't worry about these specific ingredients and freak yourself out. It's really about flavor, and you got to learn how to look for that and balance that. Once you do that, that makes you a chef, okay? So you want to taste it, right? It's creamy, this. It's got a little gin flavor in there. It's got the olive flavor. Tastes like you're drinking a dirty martini, but it's not as strong as that. It's got the mildness of the oils beautifully coming together with it and the nice acidity. So we're going to make a quick salad with this. Now, for this salad, I'm going to just use some romaine that I've chopped up here, really fresh. I'm just making a little one for myself here, for one person. So it's probably half of a head of romaine. Okay, I've got a little Persian cucumbers here. I love those. So, and so I'm going to have my little mandolin. Look at that. You just chop them on there really small. The main thing you want to make sure you do is you don't drink your gin before you use this thing, because it'll cut your finger off, or at least a fingertip, which would not be good, right? So what we're looking to do here, see that? Beautiful rounds. I don't want to make them paper thin. They don't have to be paper thin, okay? Then I've got some radishes. Radishes give me a nice flavor in this too. So I'm going to thin it out a little for the radish. A little bit thinner. Cucumbers are like thick and the radishes thin. So and you go very gentle on this, always paying attention. When you're using a mandolin like this, now could you hand chop it like this? Yes, you could. Simple, right? But I have the mandolin here, and I'm going to use it because it's just fast, right? Look at that. And it's all even, which is beautiful, okay? So I have some cherry tomatoes here. Now the cherry tomatoes, I'm just going to take a whole cherry tomato like this and cut it in half lengthwise, right? And I'm going to take my cherry tomato halves and put those in there too. I want a little sweetness in this, and that's where I'm going to get apple. Take a nice apple here. I prefer not like a Granny Smith, but like a Fuji. I'm going to cut it in half this way so they're not huge bites, and then I'll cut it back this way. And that's it. You know what? I'm going to add the whole thing. Why not? What am I going to do with half an apple, right? I'm going to eat it. God, I love apples. You guys like apples at home? I always buy apples. So this one, if you like it a little bit bigger, you could do slices like this. So it just depends. I mean, most of my stuff is small in there, so cutting it in half makes it a little bit more like the same size as everything else. So it works. And then the last thing I'm going to put in, well, a couple things I'm going to put in here. I'm going to scoop out a few of these olives. So I've got like 4 olives here, and I'm just going to cut those in small pieces too, like that. Okay? So I've got my olives, going to reiterate that olive flavor. I've got some pickled red onions. Now, pickled red onions, you can pickle these really easily. Slice the onions. I like to soak red onions in water a couple times. Ice water, let them sit, let the bitterness come out of them, then dump the water out. And do that 2 or 3 times. That's going to dump out a lot of bitterness from the red onion. Then you take the red onion, you put it in a mason jar like I did this, but a bigger one. Pack it in there, and you put half vinegar. So you could use apple vinegar, rice wine vinegar, and you use half water, and then you're going to use salt, and you're going to use sugar. So like a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of sugar, cup of vinegar, cup of water, and all those red onions. Put it in the fridge, let it stay in there. And then what you'll get is this, these beautiful red onions that have nice flavor. They're going to go nice with the flavors of this dish because, you know, we've got all of that kind of, that salty and savory flavor of a dirty martini going together, so it works really nice. And then I'm going to take my vinaigrette and just drizzle that in like this. Now, my vinaigrette's nicely seasoned, but I also want to season my ingredients here. So I want to sprinkle a little salt on there, okay? Put some pepper on there. And we're going to toss this up really good. Now look how fresh that looks, right? Super simple. We made this in like 5 minutes, right? Now, you could add cheese or you don't have to. I think it works really well, obviously, with a dirty martini. How many of you love those blue cheese stuffed olives, right? So obviously, blue cheese would be a great accompaniment with it. But I'm not a huge blue cheese fan. Probably, I think I'm allergic to penicillin, so maybe the flavors of that like bother me. I don't know what it is, but I like to make a bunch of ideas what I think it is, but I don't really know. So I've got a beautiful salad here, and I've got some beautiful aged white cheddar. So like I said, you can use whatever kind of cheese you want in this. And then with this, I could just take it like this and just cut little, and just shave little thin pieces on here, like this, right? And that's beautiful. You just don't want huge chunks, right, of cheese on there. Nice shaved pieces like this. And again, you could shave this ahead and just put it on there really nice on the top, but this looks beautiful. I'm putting just probably like nice ½ ounce of cheddar cheese on there. And look at that. So we have a beautiful salad here. Gorgeous, right? Amazing. Beautiful salad. Just a lot of fresh ingredients. Radish, apples for sweetness. We have olives in there. We've got white cheddar. It's going to go really good with the apple and the acidity of the gin and the olive juice. This dirty Martini vinaigrette is going to be fantastic. Feel free to use it on something else. Use it on some bib lettuce with some wild mushrooms. There's a million things you could use on arugula salad with goat cheese. It'd be beautiful too. So try it out. I think you're going to like it. Keeps in your fridge in a mason jar for probably over a week. So enjoy it at home. I'll see you back soon. I'm Chef Dean Max. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video and leave some comments and I can help you out hopefully. Take care. See you soon.